It was supposed to be a normal Friday night in Austin, Texas, for teenage girls closing up a small yogurt shop before heading home. But within hours, they were found tied up, shot, and burned alive. Their screams never made it past the flames. Over 30 years later, we still don't know who really did it. DNA failed. Suspects walked free. Families still wake up every day with no answers. This isn't just another cold case. This is one of the most disturbing and unsolved murder cases in American history. In this video, we break down every theory, every mistake, and every heartbreaking clue that kept this case unsolved for over 3 decades. The story of the yogurt shop murders will leave you asking, how could something this evil go unanswered? They were young, full of plans, and working part-time to earn a little extra. It was a quiet December night in 1991, just another shift in a small yogurt shop. But when the store went silent, something unthinkable happened behind those glass doors. The next morning, 4 teenage girls were found murdered, shot execution style. Their bodies burned. It wasn't just a killing. It was a message, a statement of cruelty that shook an entire city. Austin, Texas wasn't known for this kind of violence back then. The city was stunned. Parents became fearful, locking doors before sunset. News crews gathered outside the crime scene, broadcasting national coverage. It quickly became one of the most terrifying unsolved crimes of its time. The media named it the yogurt shop murders, but the truth ran deeper. Behind the headlines were 4 families shattered beyond repair. Detectives worked around the clock, but the evidence told a confusing story. There were no security cameras, no clear suspects, just devastation and silence. The case gained national attention, but answers remained painfully out of reach. Rumors spread, suspects came and went, yet nothing stuck. What happened in that yogurt shop defied logic. Years passed, and still the pain stayed fresh for those left behind, that Austin's people never forgot what was taken that night. And the question still remains, who did this and why? They were tied up, shot at close range, and the store was set on fire, as if someone wanted to erase every trace of what happened. The heat from the flames melted everything, even the evidence that it was more than murder. It was destruction. Forensic teams struggled to recover anything useful. Bullet fragments were scattered and bodies badly burned. The fire had destroyed what little clues the killer might have left behind. First, police believe it might have been a robbery gone wrong. But nothing valuable was taken from the store. That raised a terrifying possibility. Maybe it wasn't about money at all. The crime had no clear motive, no witnesses, no camera footage. Every door that opened led to another dead end. The yogurt shop murders quickly turned into Austin's worst nightmare. Families were left in agony, begging for answers the system couldn't give. Each unanswered question deepened the grief. Each day without justice felt like betrayal. Local churches held vigils, and schools held moments of silence. But even the community's prayers couldn't bring peace that a whole city was frozen in fear and mourning. The case file kept growing thicker, but leads grew colder. And as the weeks turned into months, one terrifying truth began to settle. Whoever did this was still out there. Police had no solid evidence in the beginning. There were no fingerprints, no DNA that matched anyone. The entire case felt like chasing a ghost in the dark. The fire had covered the killer's tracks almost completely. Officers re-interviewed neighbors, workers, anyone who was nearby that night. Still, no one saw or heard anything that could move the case forward. The investigation turned toward possible inside involvement. Could have been someone they knew, someone trusted. Even former employees were questioned, but nothing stuck. Weeks passed, then months, and the pressure built. Austin was grieving, but also growing restless. People needed answers, and someone to blame. The media doubled down, fueling theories and fear. Headlines screamed about satanic cults, jealous exes, and police failure. The yogurt shop murders were now national news. Detectives followed dozens of leads, all dead ends. Each false lead drained more time, more hope, even seasoned. Officers began to doubt the case would ever break, but they refused to stop. Something about this case haunted everyone involved. They knew someone out there was hiding a terrible truth. Over the years, many people came under suspicion. Some were arrested, even charged, but none were proven guilty. The evidence was always thin, sometimes even missing entirely. Two teenage boys confessed under intense police questioning, but their stories didn't match, and key details kept changing. Later, both claimed they were forced to confess. Defense attorneys argued the confessions were coerced in ODNA. No witnesses, just pressure and fear. The public began to lose trust in the entire investigation. Families of the victims were torn. They wanted justice, but not the wrong names. What if the real killer was still out there, watching everything unfold? The pain of uncertainty became part of their daily lives. Years passed, but the yogurt shop murders remained unresolved. The case became a textbook example of everything that could go wrong. Mistakes, confusion, and a system trying too hard to close the file. One by one, suspects were released or cleared. Still, no solid theory held up under scrutiny, and the families were left to grieve without closure. It wasn't just a failed investigation. It was personal. This case had taken over lives and stolen more than just four. And yet the real face behind it all had never been seen. To this day, no one can say with certainty who killed those four girls, as so many years have passed, and yet the truth remains buried. What happened that night is still hidden in silence. Some still believe the killer was never caught. Others think the system failed, not just once, but over and over. In the end, no one paid the price for what was taken. The yogurt shop murders became more than a crime. They became a symbol of unanswered grief, of justice delayed too long. For many, it's not just a case. It's a wound that never healed. Even the investigators admit, this one still keeps them up at night. That has so much effort, so many hours, and still no justice. Sometimes closure isn't a verdict. It's accepting the silence. Today, the yogurt shop is gone, but the story never left. It lives in documentaries, in podcasts, in the memories of a shaken city. And every December, candles still light up the corner where it happened. Some say the truth might still come out one day. Maybe a witness, a hidden file, a DNA breakthrough. Or maybe this is one of those stories that stays unfinished. But one thing is certain. 4 lives ended too soon and too violently. And until the truth is known, the question will never go away. Who really killed them? And why?